What's up, everyone? Today I want to talk about an old topic I've gone over before in parameter validation. I recently gave a talk at the PowerShell Summit 2026, and a question came up about the way I was handling validate script in advanced functions. And I'd read in previous documentation about using the throw keyword for parameter validation, and I mentioned that. And then I decided to deep dive into it a little bit more and to make sure exactly what I was referring to and, just trying to figure out exactly what this documentation meant. The code you'll see here in just a little bit will be available out in my GitHub repository. I'll include a link directly to it down below. My name is Jeff. This is Jeff Brown Tech. Let's go ahead and get started. A while back, I was looking at documentation about advanced functions and everything and came across the throw documentation here. This is just a keyword you can use to terminate your script and to generate an error. There is a section down here, and I want to go directly to it, about using throw to create a mandatory parameter. And what it says here is, unlike past versions of PowerShell, don't use the throw keyword for parameter validation. See this topic about advanced parameters for the correct way. Now, if you go into this article here, it really doesn't address the throw keyword anymore, not that I can think of. I always took this to not use throw in something like validate script. What I ended up doing is taking this little paragraph here and also a link to the documentation, and I'll include a link to this down in the video description, and I put it into a couple of different LLMs, something like ChatGPT, Claude, and Copilot, and asked them to explain this to me. And they gave me examples of what exactly this meant, and it really just clarified for me. What I wanted to do is create a short video going over those explanations and some code examples, and I will probably be going back to some of my functions, and especially the one I presented in that talk, and update how I am using my validate script and other things. Let's jump out to the code and check this out. Here we are out in VS Code with a couple of examples of incorrectly using throw for parameter validation. And the first example I usually got here was using throw to make a parameter mandatory. I have a function here of getGreeting, and this is my bad example. I have a parameter just called name, and I'm saying if not name, meaning name is blank or empty, null. I'm not sure which one it's checking for, but basically there's no value for name that I passed in. I'm using the throw keyword here to point out that name value was not provided and to then basically throw or cause an error. What you end up doing here is using the throw keyword to indicate that name should have been a mandatory parameter and that you provided it when you ran the function. This is where that documentation is saying not to use throw. Don't use throw to make this parameter mandatory. Instead, let's go down here. I have getGreetingGood. This is my good example. And I have my parameter value or attribute here, and I'm saying mandatory equals true. This is pre-processing, or essentially making sure that I'm providing a value for name before the function ever runs. If I provided a value for name, no problem. Every little chatbot or whatever that I put this into pretty much came to the same conclusion. Don't use throw to indicate that the parameter should be mandatory. Use the built-in validation methods of making your parameter mandatory, or all of our validate options, to make sure you're providing a value for that parameter. Another example that it provided here, I've got two more functions. I have get something bad. And another example, I thought this was really interesting. It has the name parameter here. Instead of putting a default value in here, something you might do when the parameter is not mandatory, but you want to set a default value, they put the throw keyword in here and just saying this name is mandatory, please provide a value. Very interesting and curious way to make a parameter mandatory. Basically, if you don't set a value, it's going to put this as the default value, and the default value is throwing an error and exiting the script. If everything's good and you did provide a value, it would just say parameter value name. This would be the more correct way to do this. You can put the mandatory keyword or mandatory equals true, showing the parameter should be mandatory. And you can put other things in here, like we have validate not null or empty, meaning you can't leave it blank or null. You have to provide some type of value for the string, at least one character long, and it'll output our parameter value if that's correct. Now, the thing I thought throw was referring to was potentially inside validate script. If you ever use validate script on a parameter, the script has to return true or false. If it returns true, that means everything was successful. You provided a value or correct value, and that script has validated it. If you return false, that means it did not pass validation and the function should error out at that point. Let's take a look at a couple of examples of what that would look like. Now, this is the default. Let's say you're in your script, you're using a commandlet or something that already returns true or false, like test path. In this case, validate script, test path. I'm testing the path or the value that you're providing for the parameter path, and that returns true or false by default. So I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to say return true, return false, or anything. That I definitely could to be more explicit, but in this case, test path is perfectly fine. But this doesn't really throw a custom error. It just says I wasn't able to validate it. In this example down here, I'm saying if test path, and I'm being very explicit, if that evaluates to true, I'm going to return true. Otherwise, in my false part of my statement here, I'm throwing a custom error and I'm saying this path is not valid or does not exist, and the $_ is the value that you passed in for path right here. Let's jump out to the shell here and just kind of go through these examples real quick to see the different behaviors. Let me scroll back up here. I'm going to .source this parameter validate examples so all my functions are loaded in here. First, let's run get greeting bad. And if I don't provide a value or anything, I mean, it does work as expected. It throws name not provided or anything, but it looks like a regular exception message that you might get. If I go through and say get greeting, if I can spell, since that is listed as a mandatory parameter, I do have to provide a value here. So I'll put Jeff in and we get the expected hi Jeff for our output on our function. This would be more expected. It's prompting you saying this is mandatory. Go ahead and provide me a value right now. Our next two examples, let's look at get something bad. This will look very similar to what we just saw earlier. Get something bad. The default value is throwing an error. So it's kind of what we saw before. Name is mandatory. Please provide a value. You do get a little bit more information there saying, hey, because you customize your error message. But again, the better way to do this would be putting the mandatory on there and passing that in. If I do get something good, I can put Jeff in here. Our parameter value is Jeff. If I rerun this, and then I actually don't put in a value, that's where our validate not null or empty. It'll come back and say, you have to provide something. It can't be null or empty. Again, just some additional options to correctly validate our parameter values. And then we have what this looks like with and without custom error messages. I'm going to run get thing default. I'm going to pass it a path that doesn't exist on my local system here. And all it does is it comes back and says, cannot validate argument on this. The validation script failed. It did not return a result of true, determine why. It's very generic. It just says, we didn't get true back from your validate script. You have to go figure out why it didn't work. Versus if you throw a error message here, or you throw an exception and you put in a custom error message here. Let's run get thing custom, pass in my path. We get back, cannot validate argument on parameter path. Path this is not valid or does not exist. And what we see right here matches up with our throw there. And you can see the $_ corresponds to the value we passed in with our parameter. Now, there is another way to put in custom error messages. However, it's only for PowerShell 6 and later, that core version, or the versions of PowerShell using .NET Core. If you're writing functions or scripts or something like that that have to work on Windows PowerShell, you would want to use the throw keyword here to customize the error message. Let me see if I can find that example real quick. This is going back to April 2024. And we can see right here, I have validate set and then error message right here. This one's not a great example just because, it is validate set. If you try to put something that wasn't in the set, it would probably say this is not part of the set here, but I just wanted to customize the error message a little bit. Same thing with our validate pattern, just saying it's not recognized as a valid email address. But down here, and look, I am using throw on my validate script in this case, but you do have the option on validate script to set a custom error message. Anyway, just want to point out, if you're writing something and it's going to be PowerShell 6 or later, you can set a custom error message, especially on your validate script. Otherwise, if you're writing this for more cross-platform inside validate script, just use throw and you can set your custom error message. So I really appreciate whoever asked during the session about using throw. Like I'd mentioned, I had seen that little piece of documentation. It seemed kind of confusing about saying don't use throw to validate it for parameters, but I didn't know exactly what that meant. Maybe I'll look at submitting a PR to that Microsoft documentation because it is open source. Just putting an example in of saying, don't do this way. If you're going to validate it, use our built-in validation methods and mandatory parameter attributes. Anyway, just thinking about that, coming back from PowerShell Summit 2026, my session was recorded and will be out on YouTube eventually, and I'll post a link out to that when it becomes available. Anyway, hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.